What's going on, people on the interweb? Hey, how you doing? It's Bobby, and I wanted to wish you a happy Sunday. Hope your Sunday is going great. And before we begin this post, continuing with our theme of being thankful, man, look at what I'm wearing. Hook 'em horns. They pulled out a big W in Waco against Baylor yesterday, which they probably had no business of doing. So they finished 5-7. They finished strong, and they're getting ready for next year, which is make or break for Charlie Strong. But anyway, I just want to do a shout out, quick props to my UT people, my UT peeps, and say go Longhorns. Let's get ready for next season. We got a small chance of making a bowl game, since there are tons of bowl games and not enough 6-6 teams, so they might make it in. Doubt it, but at least they ended the year strong, so proud of them for that. So let's continue on with our theme. Last month into this month, Thanksgiving was last month. Started off being thankful for various things, the little things, the quirks, God's grace, how He made us. And we're going to continue that theme heading into December and getting ready for Christmas, Jesus' birth. So as we continue with our theme of being thankful, being grateful, I hope that you had a terrific Thanksgiving. I know I did with my family. My son came down from Lubbock. My mom came down from Iowa, and we all met at my cousin's house, and we had a terrific time. Even brought home some leftovers. I wish we could have leftovers for 2 or 3 weeks. I love them, absolutely love them, but they're gone, so we'll look forward to some in Christmas. So I had a terrific Thanksgiving. Hopefully you did too. As we continue that theme of being grateful, of being thankful, as we head in December, celebrating Jesus' birth. And man, what an awesome time that is. But I don't know about you, but one of the things I love at Christmas time is the music. And I love Christmas music. Now, I can't handle it before Thanksgiving, but after Thanksgiving, man, bring it on. I can't get enough of it. And then it's kind of a bummer when Christmas is over. I really don't want to hear it anymore until the following year. But right now is a perfect time, getting ready for Christmas. Love it, love Christmas music. And I don't just like the Christmas music. I really appreciate the radio stations that play them. And I know that we're in a day and time where there's like satellite radio, and you can have all kinds of, you can get music from all different kinds of sources other than just radio. But radio plays a special part in my heart. And after I came to know the Lord on April 5th, 1988, my music was huge. It was big before I became a believer, and then also afterwards. And I started plugging into Christian artists like Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, Petra, Wayne Watson. I mean, those are the Imperials. Those are probably groups that if you're just a believer recently, you probably don't know those names because they're a lot older. But man, music is huge. And it ministers us in so many different ways. But for me in particular, Christian music, I got into it and I went headstrong. And then I started volunteering at some of the Christian radio stations there in Corpus Christi. They're still around today, KBNJ, where we started off with, I think it was called Night Beat, doing Christian music on Saturday nights there when the station used to be outside Buck Stadium, and it was kind of scary at night. But it was fun, man. I got to do it with Stan Lee and the people there at Gardendale, and it was a lot of fun. Then transferred over to work, actually get paid at KCTA, and David Freimiller is still there. Unbelievable. He's been there a while. Dave's an awesome guy. And I remember my time there. Went off to school at Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. I started volunteering there at KSWP, and that's still there. So I got my feet wet in some awesome radio stations, and I loved it, loved my time there because of Christian music. And radio stations and Christian music play a huge part of my life, not just from the beginning, but even till now. And my radio stations on my car are preset to Christian radio stations as well as some sports stations, but mainly Christian radio stations, because it's not just music, but it's also incredible programming. And you can't get that anywhere else. So radio stations and Christian music play a huge part in my life. When I was away for 6 years, and away from Kim, away from the kids, away from friends and family, and God really used Christian radio to minister to me, because that's all we could have. We just had a radio, and it picked up AM and FM stations. No satellite, no CDs, no iPods, no iTunes, none of that stuff. Just radio. And I was actually without one for 2 years, a little over 2 years. And when I got my first radio, and I was listening to it there in my cell, and I remember the first song after about 2.5 years from being able to listen to a radio station. I heard Jeremy Camp, I Still Believe. And man, I just listened to it. I was in the cell by myself, and I just cried. Just crying, because God was reminding me that He was showing Himself to be faithful to me, even though I'd blown it, even though I'd messed up, even though I'd wronged people and betrayed trust and hurt people, and God was telling me, I'm not done with you yet. And He used Christian radio to remind me of that, to remind me of those truths. So today, I'm grateful for Christian radio, for Christian music, for Christian programming, stations like KCTA, KBNJ, KSWP, now currently here in San Antonio, Air One, K-Love, and these are shameless plugs. I love to do this. K-Drive plays great Christian programming here in San Antonio. And so whatever Christian station, and I hope that you are listening to Christian radio and that you're encouraging them and supporting them, praying for them especially, as well as giving financially, because these are stations that, for the most part, don't run commercials. Now, I know some do, but for the most part, a lot of them don't. And the only way that they can continue what they do is by the resources that we, the public, help them with. So I encourage you wholeheartedly to pray about it and to consider giving to Christian radio and helping them, because you have no idea, what those dollars, what those prayers will do in the hands of people who can use them. And so, man, I'm thankful for Christian radio. I'm thankful for how it ministered to my life when I was a teenager, just coming to know the Lord, in my development with Christ and my relationship with Him, when I was away, now that I'm back. And I'm telling you, man, it's powerful. And you may be able to testify, too, to that one moment throughout a day or a time you can go back to where a song came on the radio, and you were having just a horrible day. Nothing was going right. Maybe you were discouraged or depressed, or you just found out some horrible news. And then a song comes on the radio. And man, it encourages you, it lifts your spirits, it comforts you, it strengthens you, it points you to the one who is able to do those things for us that we can't do for ourselves. So man, I love Christian radio. I love the people that are behind it. And so as you continue on through your day on this happy Sunday, man, take the time to thank God for Christian radio, to search those stations. Man, look on the interweb and see if you can find stations that you can listen to that can really minister to you, and go out and support local Christian radio. Man, it's powerful. It ministered to me, and I pray that it ministers to you. But thanks again for watching. Thanks for praying. And God is good. Never, ever, ever forget that God is good. And before I sign off, I would be remiss in just mentioning that today is my oldest son's birthday. He turns 21 today. Again, I know it doesn't seem like I have a son that old because of how young I look, but I do. And Brandon, I love you, son. I miss you, and I hope that you have an incredible day today, and that you understand how much you are loved, not just by your family, but by the one who created you, who made you for great things, and who has an incredible plan for your life. So thanks again for watching. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.